The National Economic Security and Reformation Act, known as Nesara, is a jubilee, in the truest sense, a fundamental reset of the global financial paradigm designed to dismantle the structures of debt slavery. This transition represents the restoration of birthright abundance, shifting humanity from a state of artificial scarcity to a high-vibrational era of sovereign prosperity. As the United States incorporated entity is revealed to be insolvent and defunct, the transition to the restored republic marks the moment where financial freedom becomes an inherent right rather than a granted privilege. Nesara implements the following changes. Zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. Nesara mandates the total discharge of credit card, mortgage, and bank debt. This is already manifesting in the student loan sector, where $1.7 trillion in debt was transferred to the U.S. Treasury in 2025. Currently, in June 2026, over 30,000 students have already received notice of $12 billion in total discharges, proving that the era of predatory usury has ended. This serves as the catalyst for individual sovereignty. For decades, the central banking system operated on a fraudulent premise, issuing credit that was, in fact, the borrower's own energy and value stored in secret birth certificate trusts. Nesara recognizes that the 14th Amendment created a corporate citizenship status that effectively turned humans into chattel property to pay off the debts of the United States Incorporated. The restoration of the Republic dissolves this fraudulent status, reinstating sovereign republic nationality. By zeroing out these ledgers, the system recognizes that humans are not chattel property or lost at sea under maritime law, but sovereign beings with allodial rights to their own labor and inheritance. This is the Federal Reserve's worst nightmare, a jubilee, or a forgiveness of debt. Abolishes the income tax. Abolishes the IRS. The Internal Revenue Service is being phased out in favor of the External Revenue Service. The ERS focuses solely on non-essential new items with a supposedly 14% flat rate in corporate tariffs, effectively ending the tax on human labor. As of early 2026, the IRS workforce has already shrunk by 25%, and 13 states, including Florida, Texas, and Mississippi, have eliminated retirement taxes on pensions and 401ks, signaling the imminent end of personal income tax. Creates a 14% flat rate on non-essential new items, which will be the only sales tax revenue for the government, assuming there will be any taxes at all. In other words, food and medicine will not be taxed, nor will used items such as old homes. Increases benefits to senior citizens. Senior benefits are being dramatically restored to compensate for decades of inflationary theft. Returns constitutional law to all courts and legal matters. Reinstates the original title nobility limit. Hundreds of thousands of Americans under the control of foreign powers will lose their citizenship, be deported to other countries, and barred from re-entry for the remainder of their life. Establishes new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after Nesara's announcement. Nesara mandates new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days of its official announcement. These elections will be monitored to eliminate the influence of special interest groups and illegal electronic activity. This process marks the final dissolution of the bankrupt corporate United States and the formal seating of the restored republic. However, elections may not be required at all, with the King of Kings already having made his return. The government will cancel all national emergencies and return us back to constitutional law. Creates a new U.S. Treasury rainbow currency backed by gold. Gold, silver, and platinum precious metals, ending the bankruptcy of the United States initiated by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933. The rainbow currency, so named for its color-coded notes backed by gold, silver, and platinum, is currently entering circulation, June 2026. These notes bear the signature of the 47th president and are printed by the Treasury, not the federal. Over 45 states have already repealed sales taxes on precious metals, acknowledging gold and silver as the only lawful money per Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. New Fort Knox audits affirm gold reserves valued at over $700 billion, ensuring the currency's stability. Sound money prevents inflation, ensuring that the purchasing power of the people remains constant. Physical gold is now the global standard for all 209 sovereign nations, ensuring a one-to-one parity and fair trade. King Smarty describes the rainbow currency as a physical and energetic tool that functions as a universal currency for galactic commerce. This currency, which includes rainbow diamond coins and pendants, is often designed with a hole in the middle, which Smarty refers to as the gateway to heaven. The currency is infused with energy organized into multiple layers like a rainbow, each serving a specific purpose. The inner layers provide healing benefits when used to charge beverages, while higher layers offer protection from negative entities and environmental toxins like chemtrails. While gold may not have value on all planets, the rainbow currency is sought after universe-wide because of the healing frequencies it carries. Forbids the sale of American birth certificate records as cattle property bonds by the U.S. Department of Transportation. Initiates new U.S. Treasury bank system in alignment with constitutional law. Banks are now being reorganized as wealth management centers that comply with Basel III, IV, and V standards. This requires a 100% gold backing for all transactions, making fractional reserve lending a legal impossibility. Gold as a Tier 1 asset. Banks must recognize physical gold as legal money with 100% value, eliminating the liability status of the old fiat system. Asset-backed accounting. The QFS, Quantum Financial System, requires every digital unit of currency to be mapped to a physical gold spec in a vault. Transparency and compliance. All banks must be transparent and Basel compliant to prevent the bail-ins used by the old guard to steal depositor wealth. Eliminates the Federal Reserve System. During the transition period, the Federal Reserve will be allowed to operate side by side of the U.S. Treasury for 1 year in order to remove all Federal Reserve notes from the money supply. The Federal Reserve's duties were absorbed by the Treasury in 2017, stripping the central bank of its independent authority. The 2024 Supreme Court ruling allowing state-sponsored banks to operate independently from the Fed has finalized this collapse, forcing a shift from fiat paper to sound money. 41+ agencies are slated for dismantling. The transition to local, constitutional governance requires the dissolution of federal entities that usurped sovereign rights. DOJ and FBI, where over 80,000 officials have already defected or been removed for treasonous activity. CIA, dissolved to end covert, unconstitutional foreign operations. Department of Education, dismantled as student debt is returned to the Treasury. IRS and Bar, terminated to end the illegal nobility status of lawyers and the fraudulent extraction of wealth. Restores financial privacy, retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. A central pillar of this reformation is the dissolution of maritime/admiralty law, a system that treated citizens as corporate entities, and the return to the Constitution for the Republic. The 2024 overturning of the Chevron Doctrine was a death knell for the administrative state, limiting the unconstitutional powers of over 445 government agencies. This shift requires the retraining of all judges and attorneys in common law. Those operating under the Bar, British Accredited Registry, which serves the British Crown rather than the Republic, are being systematically removed. Ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide. Over 209 nations have committed to Project Sandman, moving away from the debt-based U.S. dollar to establish a gold-backed global economy. This alliance has effectively ended the petrodollar era and ceased all aggressive military actions, as the funding for covert wars and state-sponsored terrorism has been neutralized. Establishes peace throughout the world. Global peace is a prerequisite for the release of suppressed technologies that will clean the environment and restore human health. Releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes. Enormous humanitarian funds are being released to those vetted to rebuild global infrastructure. Upon the 1990s court battles where farmers successfully sued the Federal Reserve for fraudulent interest and illegal foreclosures. This judicial path was expanded by Empress Verdiosi Gustin L. Turner Bay, who won claims totaling $85 quadrillion against the corporate government. Her filings exposed the Louisiana theft, proving that the indigenous and sovereign peoples of the Americas held the superior titles to the land and its resources, which had been unconstitutionally collateralized by the central banks. Enables the release over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies by the cabal that are being withheld from the public under the guise of national security, including free energy devices, anti-gravity, and sonic healing machines. We are standing at the threshold of the greatest wealth transfer in human history. The implementation of Nesara/Gesara is the realization of a world defined by sovereignty, the total forgiveness of debt, and a return to the gold-backed standard of truth. This transition requires a radical paradigm shift in consciousness. As the old systems of scarcity collapse, every individual is called to adopt an abundance mentality. Your health, your freedom, and your wealth are not gifts from a government. They are your inherent birthright. The golden age has arrived. Raise your vibrations, reclaim your sovereignty, and walk into the light of a brighter, freer day.